Well, hello there, friends. Scott from Platte River Keto. If you're new to my channel, welcome. On my channel, you get to come along for the ride on my keto journey. I check in with you once a week to update you on my keto progress, and I try to check in with you at least one other time during the week to share something with you, usually something about the ketogenic lifestyle, but sometimes a little something about this little journey that we call life. Today is Saturday, the 14th of January, and that means that it is update day. So I'm going to go ahead and go over my goals with you and update you on my progress, and then I have a little something that I wanted to share with you today. So first I wanted to go over my goals with you. I actually forgot to bring them with me the last time that I did a weekly update, and I realized that I had such a habit of giving you my goals from the fourth quarter of 2022 that I kind of just regurgitated those. And well, that's fine. Those are good goals to have, and I've repeated a few of them. I wanted to kind of go over what I had set up for this year. So once again, for the year 2023, my goals are to do a DDP workout 365 days in 2023. Next goal is to reach my goal weight of 199 pounds by December 31st, 2023. Limit my keto snacking to specific days that I indicate. Walk 650 miles for the year. And do my Bible study. It's called Follow Him. It's a podcast every week. So my first quarter goals, which are a breakdown of those goals for the year 2023, are a DDP workout every day, lose 25 pounds or be at 275 by March 31st. The reason that I said lose 25 or be at 275 was because of where I was that last week at my father-in-law's house. Obviously, you guys know that that weight has changed a little bit. So the number of 275 and 25, it's going to be somewhere in that general ballpark. But the goal is to be at 275, which, by the way, guys, if you're following along, would put me down 200 pounds total, which is pretty exciting. So anyway, that's goal number 2. Goal number 3 is limiting the keto snacking to specific days. Some days that I had written down were Valentine's Day, my wife's birthday, which is at the end of March, and then the other one I thought of was the Super Bowl. Usually get together with some friends for the Super Bowl, so probably going to have some keto snacks on that day. Although, you know, quite frankly, it'll probably be more savory keto snacks, kind of like almost a keto meal more than a snack. When I think of snacks, guys, and everybody's different, of course, but when I think of snacks, I think of sweet treats usually, and those are the snacks that I can kind of get in trouble with sometimes on the keto diet. I don't get in so much trouble with the savory ones because I basically just eat them with a meal or kind of treat them like a meal. So anyway, those are those days. Obviously, I have the same goal, which is my goal for my spirituality and for myself, which is to have my Bible study. It's called the Follow Him podcast, and do that every week. So how did I do this week? I did my DDPY workouts every day. I'm almost finished with my intermediate program. I pretty much decided I'm going to do the intermediate program again. Just like when I did the beginner program, I did the beginner program for a second time. There's still a lot of modifications that I'm doing on the intermediate program, so I think that doing it again would be good for me. But it's been going great. I've been building up my strength. I've been doing a workout called the Diamond Cutter on Saturdays. It's an hour-long workout. It has 10-second push-ups, which I'm getting better at, which is basically go down for 10, hold at the bottom for 10, back up for 10, and you do 2 of those. It's a lot for me, but I can definitely feel building strength in my arms and my chest, so it's been really good. So that's been great. Was definitely right on par with that goal. The next goal was to lose the 25 pounds or be at 275 by March 31st. So to update you on my relationship with Earth's gravity, last week, as you guys know, I gave back a little bit. Hard to say for sure because obviously the 2 prior weigh-ins, I was actually at my father-in-law's house with a different scale in a different place and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so last week I was at 299.8. This morning I weighed in at 298.6, so that's down 1.2 pounds. I'm, be honest with you, a little bit disappointed with that number. I worked really hard this week and thought that maybe I would get back everything that I had kind of given up. Having said that, it's been a very, very stressful week, and I want to talk with you a little bit about that after I finish going through my goals. That's kind of what I want to share with you today. The next goal that I had was the specific snacking days. I've done pretty well on that this week. We had some leftover a keto treat from last week, and I had like a half of a piece of one this week. I can't even remember which day that was. So I wasn't 7 for 7 on the no snacking this week, but I'm doing pretty well on that, and my goal is to continue to tighten that up. I am rolling right into tax season, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. I know my stress level is going to go up, And one of the ways that I've coped with that in the past is with food. So I'm going to kind of work on trying to cope with that more with exercise than with food. And hopefully I'll have somewhat the opposite effect. That's what I'm going for anyway. So that's how the snacking went. Getting my Bible study, the Follow Him podcast in, I did do that this week. It was really good. We're just starting the New Testament, so it was interesting. We just had a Christmas lesson for Christmas, and we're kind of repeating because we had been in the Old Testament and now we're in the New Testament. And so we were talking about the Christmas story, basically the very beginning of Luke and the very beginning of Matthew. So anyway, that was interesting, and I did get that done this week. So that's a recap of my goals. What I wanted to talk with you guys about today is it has been a very stressful week. For any of you who've been following along on my Facebook page, Platte River Keto, or if we're friends in real life, you'll know that it's been a pretty stressful week. My car died, my wife's car, I should say, died on Monday. I had to get it towed to the dealership. It has been at the dealership all week. We still don't know what's wrong other than that it's an electrical problem, and we're still waiting for some answers on that. On, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday night, the dishwasher quit working, and it's still not working. We're going to hopefully have a friend take a look at that today, but the dishwasher quit working. My son's had some issues at school that have been not the end of the world, but kind of frustrating for us. So it's been a difficult week. And I will tell you guys that by the middle of the day yesterday, I was pretty frustrated. I can tell when I'm frustrated because I use words that you should not use ever. But I used some of them yesterday, and I'm not very proud of myself for that. I know that Emily from Ready Set Keto says she doesn't think that I ever get angry, but I do, and I did, and I was. I will tell you, though, that at that point, I was able to kind of take a step back, and I decided to stop and breathe. And I remembered something, actually, that Diamond Dallas Page said. He has these little shorts that he does for DDPY. One of the things that he talked about was to write down a list of the things that you can control and a list of the things that you can't control. And then take the list of the things that you can't control and ball it up and chuck it away. And guys, that really made a difference for me. And the reason that it did is suddenly my attitude just changed. And I realized that I could choose to be happy. I could choose to be okay. And that the only thing that being angry was doing was making my day worse. Now, it didn't change the situation. So one of the things that I want to talk with you about as far as this goes is what I'm not saying to do is, oh, great, my car's in the shop. Yay, life's so great, my car's in the shop. Oh, my dishwasher's not working. I'm so happy my dishwasher's not working. No, I'm not saying that at all. Of course I'm frustrated that my car's in the shop. I'm particularly frustrated at the dealership when I called them on Thursday and they told me they were still fixing the problem, neglected to tell me that they were going to be closed on Friday. And that nobody would even be looking at my car again until Monday. They didn't tell me that. I found that out by calling the dealership on Friday. And I got the sales department. They told me the service was closed. So, that was one of those really frustrating things for me. And as I talk about it, it still frustrates me. So I'm not saying that I was suddenly happy about any of that. But at the end of the day, there are things I can control. There are things I can't control. I can't control the fact that the dealership was closed. I can't control the fact that the dealership didn't tell me that they were going to be closed. I can control how I react to that. I can also control the fact, realizing that whether or not they were open yesterday doesn't change the fact that my car still has a problem. They're eventually going to figure out what the problem is. It might be really expensive to me, but it's not. I don't have any control over any of that. The same thing is true with my dishwasher. I don't have any control over any of it. It's not working right now. My wife and I can do the dishes by hand. My kids are certainly capable of doing dishes, and I'm sure they're going to be doing some here in the next couple of days. Hopefully we can get the dishwasher working again. But if we can't, we can make do. We are thankfully in a financial position where this is going to hurt a lot. It's going to be pretty frustrating. Things are going to be pretty tight for a few months, but we'll get through. We'll be fine. My parents have been fantastic. They let me borrow a car. So what I'm trying to say, guys, is as I stopped and took a minute and thought about the things I had to be frustrated about, and then stopped and took a minute to think about, first of all, the things that I could control out of the things that I was frustrated about, And then I could also think about all the blessings that I have in my life still. And there are lots and lots and lots of those. So you can choose to be happy, or you can choose to be upset and frustrated. And I am not in any way, shape, or form saying that life doesn't sometimes suck. And there are sometimes things that are a heck of a lot worse than car trouble and a dishwasher that doesn't work. There are people who are battling cancer. There are people who've lost a loved one. And I am not saying that you need to go around with a smile plastered on your face, because sometimes life, frankly, sucks. And it's okay to feel your feelings. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to have grief. But having said that, I don't think we want to live there. You don't want to make a permanent residence in Unhappyville. It's okay to feel those feelings, but then take a second, stop, breathe. Say to yourself, what can I control and what can't I control? Write those things down if that's helpful for you. And then take the things that you can't control and throw them away. I can tell you guys that I know for me that really changed my day yesterday. And I hope that you guys can take that, whether it be on your keto journey or anything else that you're dealing with in life, and that hopefully you can take that advice and it can be helpful for you. I want to remind you guys that if you like what you've seen here, if you enjoy my videos, please hit the like button, hit the little bell icon, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon, which will notify you when I post my updates. I want you to know that I appreciate you very much. There is no secret ingredient, guys. Keep calm and keto on, and we'll talk to you next week.